Good morning to you all, and happy Africa Day, if that's what you say. And I think today is such an important day to be standing in front of you and having this conversation, and particularly championing the shared value agenda in Africa. There is a broad consensus among business leaders, government, and civil society that companies should use their skills and resources to find sustainable commercial solutions to the challenges of poverty, inequality, and unemployment in Africa to help achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. Your participation in this Africa Shared Value Summit as representatives of some of the continent's biggest companies supports this agenda. Companies operating in Africa are embracing making profit with a purpose and driving responsible corporate citizenship. So, today I say thank you for your time. For all those who traveled, welcome to the Africa Shared Value Summit. Over the past 30 years, the world has seen huge social improvements and technological progress. We have seen exceptional economic growth, which has to some degree uplifted over millions of people out of poverty. We are seeing the benefits of the fourth industrial revolution that could help solve some of the world's largest social and environmental challenges. Well, closer to home in Africa, we have a most promising demographic dividend. And today, particularly on Africa Day, their theme is actually focusing on how we can tap into this demographic dividend and make it one of the focus areas for us in the next century. If we invest in young people, however, yet despite these achievements, our current development approaches to tackling these challenges are limited and they're not sustainable. The challenges on our agenda today as Africans include how we work together, that is the coming together of business, communities, and government to create shared value at the necessary scale and speed to ensure that Africa's growth and development can improve the lives of people in a sustainable manner. The magnitude of the challenge that faces us at a time when the growth prospects of many countries are uncertain demands that leaders in government and non-governmental organizations and business as well act together. No one sector can make a significant, sustainable improvement in people's lives on their own. Secondly, how can we ensure that technology helps to provide disadvantaged communities with access to affordable and more efficient services and opportunities, but does not reduce chances for employment or increase economic exclusion and social inequality? And lastly, how can we provide Africa's young and growing workforce with access to quality education and training opportunities for employment and entrepreneurship? Africa's greatest resource is its young population. The payoff for investing in these young people is what I have referred to as the demographic dividend, as most of you know. And as their potential productivity and buying power for goods and services is realized and does and would spur economic growth. This summit proposes shared value as part of the solutions to these challenges. In the public discourse in South Africa, at the moment, we speak of inclusive growth, and to most South Africans, radical economic transformation. At Barclays Africa, we have a philosophy of shared growth, as Tiki has already mentioned. And for us, this is a recognition that we cannot prosper unless we help the communities in which we do business to prosper. But no matter the terms used, be it shared value, shared growth, shared prosperity, it speaks to the way of doing business and delivering shared value, shareholder value, that improves the lives of those we serve. The shared value philosophy is not about social responsibility, as Eusebius and Tiki have already mentioned, and philanthropy, grant-making, or a sustainability initiative. It is much more than that. And its impact on the way companies do business and its potential to better the communities we serve is much more profound and can create a sustainable change. Shared value is a business strategy. The Shared Value Initiative defines, as you'll hear later, defines it as a management strategy in which companies find business opportunities using their own value chains, their own products and services. And it focuses on how we as company leaders, government and civil society can maximize the competitive value of solving social problems by tapping into new customer markets and increasing how we can do cost savings, talent retention, and more. In South Africa and other parts of the continent, this also deals with the necessity of gender empowerment and economic inclusion. At Barclays Africa, shared growth defines the way we do business, the way we treat our customers, and the way we contribute to the economic and social development of the communities we serve. The strategy is primarily and mostly driven by our leadership. If I might be allowed a minute or two to offer some details and share our experiences as we have pioneered our shared growth philosophy founded on the shared value principles. Due to the scale and breadth of our activities across the African economies, Barclays Africa is both uniquely able to contribute to broad-based and inclusive economic growth and positioned to benefit from this growth. Recognizing this interdependence, our shared growth approach seeks to deliberately apply our substantial resources to address key societal challenges by unlocking socioeconomic solutions through innovative products, services, and partnerships. Our long-term aim for shared growth is to generate substantial social impact and commercial returns for Barclays Africa through our core business lines in our key markets across the continent. We believe this will be accomplished through deliberate efforts towards three key outcomes, namely, access to education and increased employability for youth, which is a key focus for us in our Africa Day, but also more importantly in the Sustainable Development Goals. The second is enhanced formation, growth, and inclusion of small enterprises within the economy. It is widely recognized that in Africa today, the small businesses are the engines of the growth of our continent. We believe greatly in supporting SMEs. And finally, greater access to appropriate financial services for the unbanked and the underbanked. This obviously is part of our core value proposition as a business. Our Education and Skills Initiative focuses on helping individuals develop their skills and enabling them access to relevant, affordable education, secure employment, or to start their own business. We have committed to invest 1.4 billion over the next 3 years, 1.4 billion rands over the next 3 years. The Education and Skills Initiative breaks down into 4 distinct areas, namely our Ready to Work Employability Program, the Barclays Scholarship Fund. We have also invested in innovative finance solutions to tap and look at how we can provide better access to education. And we also have a key focus in how we strengthen the TVET sector. TVET standing for the Technical Vocational Education Training sector. Our flagship initiative, Ready to Work, is a Pan-Africa youth employability program that is focused on helping young people develop the skills they need to secure employment or to start a business. Since its inception in 2016, we have trained over 200,000 young people across the continent, and our focus this year is to support their placement with key partnerships. Our efforts around enterprise development cuts across multiple parts of our business and reflects the different ways in which we as a bank can engage in this space. At the most basic level, we use our enterprise development centers to engage the widest possible spectrum of aspiring entrepreneurs with business development support. In South Africa, we have 8 of these centers that are actively supporting young people, different business people, and small enterprises with training and capacity building. In other parts of the continent, we have Elevate in Mauritius, for example, that is a combination of a fintech and business development support center that supports young women who have started small businesses, but also is a key advocacy in that country to drive the entrepreneurship agenda. Further, we also have created a portal that links 59,000 small and medium enterprises in South Africa to 7,000 corporate buyers. Last year, over 30 billion worth of tenders were advertised on this portal. At the same time, we work closely with our corporate clients to help them design and implement programs to strengthen the SMEs in their own corporate value chains. And these are clients that we primarily bank, whether they are large corporates or they are small businesses. We are facilitating through that linkage to help them drive competitive advantage. We also have a focus on financial inclusion. And for us, for financial inclusion, we particularly look at it from two ways. We look at it from a partnership perspective and an innovative perspective. From the innovative perspective, we have launched what is called the RISE Accelerator Program in partnership with Techstars, which continues to focus and tap into fintech startups across Africa. And over the last 2 years, we've incubated over 20 fintech startups and invested in some of them joining our business, but also unlocking other potential areas for growth as a business. Together, these Africa shared growth commitments support Barclays Africa in unlocking business solutions to societal challenges and fulfilling our vision and purpose. The benefits of this approach are directly accrued not only by the bank, but our customers and clients, communities and stakeholders, and the employees as well. Together, this will create a virtuous cycle in which the business grows and prospers because its communities are growing and prospering as a result of our extensive shared growth commitments and investments. Our discussions over the next 2 days on discovering and sharing practical and sustainable solutions that can be implemented at scale will help us achieve some of the sustainable development goals, but also tackle the continent's challenges. There are no quick fixes, however, but I would venture that we need to find better ways to improve collaboration between those businesses that are committed to shared value, rally more businesses around this focus, so we can leverage our individual resources, expertise, and experiences to make a bigger and more sustainable impact in the communities we serve. Secondly, we help improve access to quality education and training opportunities to our youth. We need to start focusing on the next generation of leaders, employers, employees, those that will take our continent forward. Education for us as a business is key. And one of the primaries, I think it's the 4th Sustainable Development Goal, and a key focus on how we can develop and focus on education for sustainable, long-term economic and social development, without which we will never effectively reduce employment, poverty, and inequality. We need to reach out to government and civil society as business. Too often, the commitment of business is seen as PR or pure corporate social responsibility grant-making. But we believe as a business, but also with the partners sitting around here today, that we need to transition away from throwing money at the problem, but begin engaging with the problem and actually being part of the solutions. So standing in front of you here today is our commitment as Absa to solving some of the current challenges that we're experiencing in South Africa and across the continent. This summit for us is an opportunity for those of us who occupy positions in government, in business, and in NGOs to start working together to create a common understanding of shared value and the initiatives that will make a reality in our companies and communities. According to the Better Business and Better World report, business leaders need to strike out in new directions to embrace more sustainable and inclusive economic models. They propose that one way to do that is to look at the Sustainable Development Goals as key commercial solutions that can unlock different economic and business models. I look forward to meeting you and meeting you all and sharing our business ideas. Together we can reach that tipping point where business, government, and civil society engage new socially sustainable business models. I do strongly believe the social agenda is a business agenda. I thank you.